Over on TikTok, I asked which of my Aussie animal patterns that you guys would like to see next, and the response was overwhelmingly platypus. In fact, it was so overwhelming, I kind of feel a little bit bad for Wombat over there. And so that's what we're going to be making today, our little platypus buddy, aka evolution's greatest practical joke. If you would like to make yourself some other Aussie animals, the sugar glider pattern is already out. I'll put a link for that down in the description. Wombat's pattern will be out at some point in the next couple of weeks or months. And I also have an echidna, which is spineless at the moment. I finished everything but his spine, so when that's done, that pattern will also be out on the channel. However, if you'd like to see any other Aussie animals, please put your suggestions down in the comments. This is a series that I would really like to continue, so if you have a suggestion, pop that down in the comments and we will make some more Aussie animals in the future. But for today, we're just going to dive straight into making this little guy, so grab your hooks and let's get started. To make a platypus, you're going to need a 3.5mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, a needle, pins, some stuffing, a pair of 12mm safety eyes, as well as 8-ply yarn in 2 colours. I will be using black and brown. Alrighty, today we're going to be trying out this new background. I thought it was appropriate, making a platypus, an Australian animal, and gum leaves, but I'm not sure how it's going to show up on camera, but you know, we'll give it a go. We're going to start off by making the head and body piece, and that's crocheted as one piece. We're going to crochet the platypus bill, the head and the body as one piece, and you're going to start off in the bill color, which for me is going to be black. We're going to make a slip knot and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From this point, we're going to work in rounds. We're going to start by working down one side of the chain, then we're going to work back up the other side to give us our round. We'll start by doing 3 single crochet, and we're starting in the second chain from the hook. 1, 2, and 3, and we should have 1 chain left. In this chain, we're going to put 3 single crochet in the same stitch, and in the written pattern, I abbreviate this to 3SC, 3 single crochet, ISS, which means in same stitch. And that's my third in the same stitch. We're then going to just rotate our work, so we're not turning it as we would do if we were working in rows, just rotate it. And we're going to work back down the other side of the chain, and we're going to repeat the same thing that we just did. We're going to start by doing 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then in the last chain we have left, we're going to do 3 single crochet in the same stitch again. 1, 2, and back into that same spot for 3, and that is round 1. For round 2, we're going to start by working into the first single crochet that we did, and I'm just going to do that, and then I'll pop my stitch marker into this stitch. Round 2 is going to be 5 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. Round 3 is 6 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. After finishing round 3, we should now have 16 stitches in total in our round, and then round 4 is just going to be 16 single crochet. Round 5 is 6 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. We'll start off by doing our first 6 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, my pattern's about to go off. 5 and 6. And then we're going to do an invisible decrease. To crochet that, you'll go under the front loops of the next 2 stitches, go under the first front loop, go straight under the second front loop, yarn over and pull through both of those front loops. This will leave you with 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of those loops. To finish round 5, we're just going to do 6 more single crochet and finish on another decrease. Round 6 is 5 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. At this point, we should have 12 stitches in our round, and both rounds 7 and 8 are each 12 single crochet. What we're going to do for round 9 is work the first 6 stitches here in the front loop only, and then the last 6 stitches we're going to go back to working in both loops. To begin round 9, in the first front loop, and the front loop is the part of the stitch that is closest to you, this part here, we're going to put 2 half double crochet or a half double crochet increase. Yarn over, go into that front loop, yarn over and pull through, and you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. That's our first half double crochet. We're going to do that again in the same stitch. Yarn over, go into the front loop, yarn over, pull through, have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now I'm just going to pop my stitch marker in here. In the next front loop, we're going to do the same. We're going to do another half double crochet increase. So that is 2 half double crochet in the same front loop. That didn't work very well. Let me do that half double crochet again. That's better. In the next front loop, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the same stitch or a double crochet increase. Yarn over, go into the front loop, yarn over and pull through. And at this point, we should still have the 3 loops on our hook. You're going to yarn over and this time just pull through the first 2 loops. This will leave you with 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both of those. That's 1 double crochet. I'm going to do a second double crochet in that same front loop. The stitch after this is also a double crochet increase. I'll put 2 double crochet in there and number 2, and across the next 2 front loops we're just going to do a half double crochet increase in each. That's my first half double crochet increase, and I'm going to do 1 more and 2 half double crochet in the same front loop, and that is the 6 stitches that we work in the front loop. We should have 6 stitches left in our round, and all we're going to do is 6 single crochet, but this time we're going back to working in both loops. Number 5, and I'm about to do single crochet number 6, but we will need to change color after this round, so I'm not going to finish that in the black. Instead, I'll go into that stitch, my final one that I need to do. I will yarn over and pull through so I have 2 loops on my hook, and at this point you want to bring in your body color, and I'll be using this brown. You're going to line this new color up behind your hook, you're going to yarn over with it, pull through those 2 loops and finish your final single crochet in the new color. And at this point I'm just going to chop my black yarn, and we're going to go on and crochet the head in our new color. The head is round 10, and we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, but the first 3 of those repeats, or the first 6 stitches, will need to be worked into the back loops that we've left from round 9. So for round 9, the first 6 stitches were worked into the front loops only, which leaves the back loops free. And it was a really good idea working in black, wasn't it? So I'm sure you can see very well, but you want to go into the first back loop. There we go, I finally got it. Okay, you want to do 1 single crochet, and I'm also going to be working over these tail ends to secure them. One single crochet, and then in the next back loop I'm going to increase, then next back loop, single crochet, next back loop, increase, then back loop, single crochet, back loop, increase, and then the final 3 repeats of 1 single crochet, 1 increase should be in those 6 single crochet we did at the end of round 9. For round 11, we're going to start with 1 single crochet. Then we're going to do an increase in the next stitch. Then repeat 2 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times. And then when you've done that 5th increase, you should have 1 stitch left, and we're just going to single crochet into that. And my yarn's getting all tangled here. Give me a sec. Alright, we're good to go. Round number 12 is going to be 3 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 13 is 30 single crochet. Round 14 is 4 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Upon completing round 14, we should have 36 stitches in our round, and rounds 15 through to 19 will each be 36 single crochet. Round 20 is 10 single crochet and a decrease repeated 3 times. Round 21 is 33 single crochet. Round 22 is 9 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 3 times. And that's round 22. After round 22, just secure your end because we're going to insert the safety eyes and then begin stuffing the head. In the materials, I did say to use 12mm, but I have done what I've done for the last few patterns, and I've used a thicker 8-ply to make this than I did with the prototype, the original design I made. So I'm probably going to need to bump my eye size up a little bit. So I'm going to grab, try 14. I've been making an effort to use up a lot of my yarn stash rather than buying new yarns, so that's why I've been using different weights to crochet my last several patterns. And we're going to put these eyes between rounds 15 and 16. And you want to space them out so they're on either side of the head, sort of in line with the side of the bill here, so like somewhere along there. But just move them around and see what you think looks best. And I think I put this one down a little bit low, so I'm going to bump that up 1 stitch. And also another thing to keep in mind is that we're going to be shaping the eyes. So at the end, when the body and the head are complete, we're going to pull these eyes in a little bit so they'll be shaped like this. Maybe not quite that far in, but we will add a little bit of shaping. And I think that looks okay. Let me put this back because we will be sewing this part down flat too. Yep, that's about even. So I'm going to put the backs on and then we're going to add the stuffing. With the stuffing, you're not going to add any to the bill. That doesn't need stuffing. And for the rest of the head and the body too, you're only going to stuff it lightly because the platypus should be more flat. He's a flatter piece rather than a round one. But you know, that's just my personal recommendation. If you want to go ahead and add a whole heap of stuffing and make him chunky, you know, you do you. With the stuffing in, we're going to continue on with round 23, and round 23, 24 and 25, so the next 3 rounds are going to be 30 single crochet each. Round 26 is 9 single crochet and an increase repeated 3 times. Round 27 is 33 single crochet. Round 28 is round 28 is 10 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. After round 28, we're back to having 36 stitches in our round, and rounds 29 through to 33 are each going to be 36 single crochet. Round 34 is 4 single crochet and a decrease, repeated 6 times. Round 35 is 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. After round 35, I'm just going to stop and take another stuffing break. And like we did with the head, we're just going to stuff lightly. Don't want to put too much in. And now that that's done, we're going to continue on with round 36, which is 2 single crochet and a decrease, repeated 6 times. Round 37 is 1 single crochet or 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. And then our final round of the body is round 38, and that's just going to be 6 decreases. Alrighty, now that that's finished, we're just going to close up this hole. So I'm going to cut a short tail, pull up with my hook, and then grab my needle. Thread your tail end through that. And then we're going to go under the front loops of the last 6 stitches. Go under the front loop, start behind it, and push your needle forward towards you. And just repeat this on all 6 stitches. and 6. Then just pull firmly on that yarn and the hole will close. Insert your needle straight back into the center of the last round, and then just weave this tail end in through the body a few times so it's nice and secure. The next piece that we're going to make is the tail, and I'll be doing this in black, the same color as I did the bill in. And like with the bill, we're going to begin with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And round 1 for the tail here is exactly the same as round 1 for the bill. We're going to start in the second chain from the hook, then do 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, followed by 3 single crochet all in the same stitch, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're just going to repeat that down the other side of the chain. Round number 2 is 5 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. Round 3 is 6 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. Round 4, 7 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. Round 5 is 8 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. At this point we should have 20 stitches in our round, and rounds 6, 7, 8 and 9 are each going to be 20 single crochet. Round 10 is 8 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. And then round 11 is 18 single crochet. Round 12 is 7 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. Round 13 is 16 single crochet. Round 14 is 6 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. And then round 12, which is our final round of the tail, is 5 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated twice. And then when that's done, you will need to leave a bit of yarn so we can sew this on later. And then we'll go on and crochet the final pieces, which are the feet and the legs. The final pieces that we're going to crochet for this pattern are the legs, and we will need to crochet 4 of them all up. What we're going to do is start off by crocheting the feet, which is this part in black here, and then we're going to crochet the legs directly onto that. And I'm just going to put them there for now. So start off with your darker color, whatever that happens to be for you. And I don't know where I put my hook. Where's my hook gone? Oh, right here. I got it. Okay, so we're going to start off by making the feet. And to begin those, we're going to put 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Row 2 is 2 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. For round 3, what we're going to do is work entirely into the back loop, and the back loop is the part of the stitch that's furthest away from us, this one here. And it's really important that we work in just the back loop in this round, because it's the front loops that we're going to use later when we come back and crochet the leg, because we're going to crochet the leg directly into those front loops. So make sure that you're going into the back loop, and in the back loops we're going to do 3 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. For round 4, we can go back to working in both loops, and we're going to do 4 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. Round 5 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. Okay, round 5 is our final full round, but what we're going to do now is single crochet the 2 sides together and also add the toes. So we have 18 stitches total as of now, so after finishing round 5. And what we're going to do is, I'll take this out first, is I am so regretting using black for this because it's so hard to see. But we're going to single crochet the 2 sides together by first pressing our piece flat. You're then going to go into the first stitch of the round, going in there, and then straight out of the last stitch. So that is into stitch 1 and then straight out of stitch 18. So we're sort of working into the front side of the piece, the one closest to us, and out of the back side of the piece, the one on the opposite side. Once you've gone through those 2 stitches, single crochet. We're then going to jump down to the second stitch and then out of the second last stitch, which would have been stitch 17. And we're going to single crochet again, but this time we're going to turn this into a picot stitch to make the first toe. We've done our single crochet, and now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. If you look at your chains from front on, they should look like a little V shape. If you turn those over, behind those little V's is a little bump of yarn. This is called the back bump, and we want to work into the back bump of the first chain. I'm going to push my hook through the back bump of the first chain that we made, and I'm going to single crochet into there as well. And that's my first picot stitch. From here we're going to go in stitch 3 and then out stitch 16 and single crochet into there too. From here we're just going to repeat this, doing 1 single crochet, 1 picot stitch, 1 single crochet all the way down the foot, which should be twice more because we have 9 stitches in total to work with. Okay, single crochet in the next 2. So in the front, out the back, single crochet, jump down a stitch in the front, out the back, single crochet, and this is where I place my second picot stitch, chain 3, work into the back bump of the first chain, single crochet there, and then we're just going to single crochet again in the foot. And we should have 3 stitches left at this point. We're going to single crochet here. In the next stitch, or 2 stitches that we're working through, we're going to do our final picot stitch. Chain 3 after you single crochet into the back bump of the first chain, and then finally we're going to single crochet in the last stitches. And that is our foot. Just going to cut a short tail because we're going to weave this in. We don't need it for sewing. Pull up with your hook. You will need to make 3 more of these, but now we're going to go on and crochet the legs. For the legs, we're going to need those 8 front loops that we have free from round number 3. You're going to insert your hook into one of those. It doesn't matter which one, you can just pick one at random because the leg is round, there's no particular shaping involved. Once you've done that, bring in your body color yarn. You're going to line that up behind your hook, yarn over with the body color, pull it through that back loop, and then slip stitch to join. Go into that same stitch again and single crochet, and this is going to mark the first single crochet of our leg. And then we're going to continue on and do 8 single crochet. There should be 8 back loops, and we're going to put a single crochet into each of them. Round 2 of the leg is 3 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice, and make sure you jump across to that first single crochet that we did in the body color. That's where we want to start. Round 3 is 10 single crochet. Round 4 is going to be the final round of the leg, and it is 4 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. And that's all we need to do for the foot and the leg. We're just going to cut a longer tail for this piece because we're going to sew this end on. Pull up with your hook and then just grab your needle because we're weaving this end from the toes that we made. So thread your needle through that. And there we go. That's all the crocheting that we need to do. So now we can begin assembling our little platypus here. First thing we're going to do is sew on the tail, and you're just going to sew that directly onto the back here. So make sure it's centered. Oh, bloody hell. Keep dropping my needle. Okay, make sure it's centered, and you can pin it in place if you would like. And now I've got that in place, I'm just going to sew it on. When that's all sewn on, just weave the remainder of the tail in through the body so it's nice and secure. The next bit that we're going to do is the shaping of the eyes. You can do this after you've sewn on the legs. I just find it a little bit easier without those getting in the way. What you'll need to do for that is cut yourself a length of the body color yarn and thread that through your needle. You're then going to insert your needle into the body somewhere, so I'm going to go in through the chin, and it doesn't really matter where you do this, you can go in anywhere, but then you're going to push your needle up through the head and out next to one of the eyes. I want to emerge on the inside of the eye here, so towards the top and on the inside rather than the outside, because I want my eyes to pull in from that direction. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to pull my yarn through until just a little bit is left hanging outside of the body here. This bit just needs to be long enough that you can tie it off later, it doesn't need to be too long. After you've done that, you're going to jump down 1 stitch, and I'm getting as close to the eye as I possibly can. I'm going to go down 1 stitch, and from here I'm going to push my needle directly across the head, and I'm going to emerge in the same spot next to the second eye as I did for the first eye. So on the inside towards the top. And I'm going to pull on that. When it's disappeared, what you can do is grab hold of this tail end that you've left hanging outside the body, grab that firmly so it doesn't pull through the body, and then you're just going to keep pulling on this end that we've pushed through to the other eye. And as you do, you can see that the first eye starts to pull in a little bit, and you're going to pull that in until you're happy with how your eye shaping looks. So for me, I think that looks good. I want quite a bit of shaping, but nothing too ridiculous. When that's done, we're going to do the same thing with the second eye. You're going to jump down 1 stitch, push it directly across the body, pull it through, and then when it's pulled flat, So pull it flat now. Keep pulling until the eye is indented. Now when I do this, I always find the effect is more pronounced on the second eye. So if you're like me and you want to do a little bit more on the first, you're just going to go back and repeat the process. So I'm going to go back through that original stitch. I'm going to jump down one stitch, push my needle across the body, and then pull so the eye comes into the body a little bit. So looking at my platypus from the front now, you can see the eyes have both pulled in. And if you want to repeat this even a third time, you can do that. It just depends how sort of dramatic you want the indent to be. When you have finished, we're going to push our needles directly out of the same stitch where our little tail is still hanging. And you want to make sure you go out the exact same stitch. Do another check before you tie off because we want to make sure our eyes stay in this position. Just going to give a little tug on those. And then once you're right, we're going to tie this off. I usually tie 3 or 4 knots. Then just trim away the excess yarn. And then push that knot directly back into the body. You can use your scissors, you can use a needle, or you can even use your crochet hook, and that will hide it. And there we go, we have our eyes nice and shaped up. All we have left to do now is to add the legs. With the legs, you don't really need to add any stuffing, so I'm not going to do that, but you can if you would like. I would recommend pinning them all in place first, making sure they're all symmetrical, and then do your sewing. So I'm going to start by pinning the ones on this side. Alright, I think I need to move this leg up just a little bit, but the rest are okay. Maybe I need to move that one up too. But once my legs are in the position that I want them to be in, I'm going to sew those on as well. We just have one more thing to do, and that is going to be to sew the top of the bill here to the head. And I'll just pin that in place. You're going to cut a length of yarn in the bill color, or you could use the body color, but I prefer to use the bill color. And we're just going to use that to sew that down to the head. And there we go, platypus all finished. I might add a few more details. I might add some detail to the eyes and maybe a couple of little nostrils, but that'll be a project for later. But other than that, this guy is complete.